Hello, my beloveds. Well, it's almost the end of August, and the last week of August, we're going to do this reading for the twin flame energies. The energies were incredible last week. There were energies of progression, energies of higher vibration. And I think it was Wednesday when the energies dropped in a bit. We're going to allow the dragon energies and the lion energies to slow down. They're still active in the universe. They're still active doing their work, but they're slowing down. As more like not in an aggressive way, but in a more subtle resting space. There's a lot going on with the fires in Brazil, Siberia, and in Europe, and that's something to be really aware of, because those fires are not the fires that break out of themselves. Those are lit by the governments to control everything. The three most powerful places where the fires were burning was America, Brazil, and Siberia. So those three areas were really activated by the control system. They really are. And a lot of our healers did a lot of work. A lot of water dragons were over there. A lot of water energy, a lot of rituals have been done and prayers have been done to support those areas. I know that it's raining in Brazil, and I did some work for the rain to come down and more water to come down there. Now the G5 made some actions against Brazil, so Brazil is now controlling the fires because of the sanctions they got of the European governments and the G5 or the G8. Sorry, the G8. The G5. Oh my goodness. That's why all the forests needs to be gone, because they have a high vibrational energy. And if you want to have 5G in your surroundings, the vibration and the energy of the trees will withhold these radiations. So that's why, wow, everything falls into place now. So that's what's going on. Well, let's see what's going on in the masculine headspace, because what's in the outer world, that's also in our inner world. There's a lot of fire going on within ourselves after the Lion's Gate of the 8-8. So it's not weird that everything is arising. And as we know, there are always fires, forest fires in America, and they are all controlled fires. It's all controlled. And how do you control fires? Somebody lights them, and they have orders to lit the fires. Yeah, it's not for the purification of the earth. We will get a purification of the earth out of it, because that's why the G8 was really putting sanctions on Brazil if he doesn't change his behavior. So the next step is, you know, bring them all to jail. But that's my opinion. That's my personal opinion. I don't think that leaders like that need to control a country, and they just need to be blocked off. So that's for my personal statement. Well, let's see for the Divine Masculine's headspace. He is creating an earth angel. He wants to be kind. He wants to be sensitive. He wants to be strong. He wants to see things from a higher perspective and divine abilities. So that's in his mind space. So in his mind space, he is thinking about this. How to do this? How do I come in this angel energy? How can I serve the earth? How can I be more of service to the earth, but also more of service to humanity and people around me? Because it seems like he is done with the fighting. He wants to be done with the fighting. That's it. He knows what his ability was and tribute was in all of this, because he last week he had the Lemurian shaman, and he saw for himself what he did to create the whole atmosphere in the environment between the masculine and the divine feminine. So now he wants out of it. He sees it and he's completing it in his system. And now out of that there is this transformation coming, and he wants to be this earth angel, you know, to serve everybody and to be more gentle and kind. But that is his mind space. He wants to. Well, let's see what he's going to do it in his heart space. In his heart space, the universe is going to help him. And the universe is going to help him with meditation, to feel whole, to commune with all life, and to also to connect with all life in the micro and the microcosmos. So he is connecting with more with the universe, and he wants to connect from his heart with the universe. But it's still difficult for him to go to the higher source. That's what I feel. Universe is taking care of him. Universe is giving him what he needs in his heart space. But his mind is still making the wrong decisions. I feel there is in his heart space, opening his heart space up for the universe, but still in this energy of distrust. And the universe is saying, you know, when you let me into your heart, I will make it all better for you. There is this ability of, I hear rejection. He's still rejecting the universe because it triggers him, and and the universe is stepping in because they want to open his heart for transformation and ascension. How does he see his divine feminine? He sees her heart ascension, expansion, and that she has love for all, playfulness, and she's releasing the past. That's what he sees in his divine feminine. She is expanding her heart to other people, expanding her heart to greater courses, and she loves all, and that is what he sees. You know, I see that the what I get channeled now for my guides is that the divine feminine is seen and loves all, even the dark parts of the divine masculine. She embraced the dark parts of the masculine. She took it in her heart. She transformed it. But she's also ready for a new start and to let it all go. And why? Is because she is sabotaging herself, because there is no change in the divine masculine seen as, you know, progression on an emotional level. You know, she sees that there is progression on an intellectual level, and that he makes steps, but still his control and his ego is still overtaking it. You know, it's the let's keep it with the divine feminine, they tell me, because that's how he sees her. He sees that she has a big heart, and that she does a lot of things for everybody, and that she is releasing the past. And that makes him able to get also more in his... oh wow, why is this coming through? Okay, thank you. It's also the playfulness and the fun they have together, release all the things of the past for him. So to connect with his feminine is really a thing that he needs to do. He sees expansion in her love that she is doing for the world and for everything. But there is also a thing that he, I feel there is a rejection here. It's a very double feeling. What I feel, he wants to transmute and he wants to go to his heart space. But I also feel, oh, they say he still feels rejected by the divine feminine. He still feels rejected, and out of this rejection there is hurt coming, and out of this hurt he needs to guard himself. Okay. And the divine feminine was always open for to communicate with him, to talk about this, but he's not opening his heart to her because he is still feeling afraid of rejection of her, or not feeling good enough. But that's still his trauma, that's still his wound, they tell me. That they act out of a lot of pain to the divine feminine to put her further and further away out of his system. So he's still fighting her on one level. On another level, he sees her growing, and on his own level, he feels the rejection, and this is his own rejection. Yeah. Okay, and what's going on in the Divine Feminine's mind space? She is in the Lemurian shaman energy, like he had last week. So the shadow is dissolving into a gaze of truth. So she's going beyond fear and beyond the initiation. Um, a lot of feminine energies are going in this Lemurian energy, in this Lemurian times, back to the Lemurian space where everything was honky donky dory. So as they tell me, it's honky donky dory. Okay. There it was all fine and very, very beautiful. But she also see the trauma, and she is going back into old trauma to release the trauma. She went back to it, she felt it, she saw it, and she is releasing it. And that she knows from her mind space that she will go beyond her own fears, because she is resolving a big piece of her own inner child wounds. So that means that she is ready to release, release. What's in the Divine Feminine's heart space? Come on. Cards are a bit stubborn today. Because they're all new cards. You know, the deck is already out for a few months now from the Lemurian Star Child Oracle deck. But I will tell you later about the Oracle deck. It's only thousands of them are printed. So, and they're very high vibrational cards. So they're so new that it's very hard to pick them up again. So she emerged in her heart space. She celebrates her sensuality, her joy, her right on joy, and her truly living. That's what's in her heart space. She lives from her true essence and the butterfly that gives her wings to be free. Free of all what bothers her in her life. She is done with the self-sabotage. She figures out that she needs her wings to fly, and everybody or anyone who will stop her in her journey, she will release, because that's what she saw in the Lemurian, as the Lemurian shaman. She went into the traumas and she released it. And out of that, she is emerging in her heart space and from her heart space, and she is ready to feel her divinity within herself and emerging out of, you know, the cocoon into this beautiful butterfly, spread her wings and fly. And that is what the Divine Feminines are feeling in their heart space, that it's time to release and to let go and fly, and really being in her female sensuality, because the Divine Feminine is leaning back, and is not hurrying for love. She is not hurrying for anything else. She's not chasing anything. She let it come to her. And how does the Divine Feminine sees her Divine Masculine? That he is in the fire of transformation. Radical purification was needed. Violet flame, surrendering and resurrecting. he is in need of this fire of transformation. And why? Because the old ego system is kicking in again. He's feeling rejected, he's feeling neglected, he's feeling suppressed by the divine feminine, or not feeling good enough. But it will be time for the divine masculine to realize that it's not all about him, that his ego is still playing out in his inner child wounds. So yeah, he needs to transform that. And he doesn't have to, but I see with the other cards that he is trying to transform himself. He wants to be in this transformable space. He wants to be more kind. He wants to be more generous and more loving to his divine feminine. But he is in a state of freeze. That's what I feel. His emotions are frozen, and I don't know, he went to a transformation. Something happened in his space where he went into a fight and flight mode, and now he's in this cold and distant state that he needs to break through. And then he needs to be more loving for himself, and not taking everything personal. He is in this state of distance from his heart, distance from himself, distance, dissociation. I hear the dissociation from himself. Not to feel the hurt, or not feel the pain that is causing him. And maybe it could also be that he loves his divine feminine more than he ever thought, and that he found out that he loves her more, but he wants to push her away because he doesn't want to go in that state anymore. He doesn't want the hurt and the feeling, and maybe feeling rejected or feeling less. But that's his transformation. That's just the piece the universe is calling into him. Transform it, and transform it, without being aggressive or passive aggressive, or being cold or being harsh, or projecting your anger and your fear on the divine feminine, because that's not what she's doing to you, and the universe is showing him this. She accepted you with all your flaws. She accepted you with all what you did to her, and that's real growth. That's the growth of the divine feminine. And if you can't come in this space, because she sees it, she acknowledges it, and she lets go of it. So for her own sake. So that is what there needs to be done. Radical purification of the wounded masculine, of the judgments he has about himself, the judgments he has about other people, and the hurt he's still carrying, or hurt, maybe the love that he's still carrying for his divine feminine. And because out of anger he's pushing her away, he's getting in this space of coldness, in a space of not being able to communicate. What supports him? It supports him to hold on to his money at the moment and save his money. He probably spent too much money on other people, not enough on himself. So it's very necessary for him to hold on, and he has the key from this house, you know, and it could be that he's saving money to pay off the house so he can have the house for himself, or pay. It could be that there is yeah, that's also what I feel. For a lot of you, could mean that there is a divorce coming up and that he's saving his money to get the house on his name, or pay out the divine feminine a lump sum to let her go and to let her be free. But it's not the right moment and the right time to do this. It could also mean that there are a lot of institutional programs running on the background that wants money from him, like banks or other institutions where there is or insurances or whatever. And it's time for the divine masculine to hold on to his money. Don't share his money with other people too much. He did enough, you know. He gave enough. It's done. It's done with the giving. He did enough. That's what I hear. So he needs to hold on to his money to do something for himself this time. It's not the right time to go on a holiday, I hear, because that would give him more, you know, more money would leave him, would live out of his system. It could be that he found out that somebody is taking money from him, not the right way. Yeah, I also see dark clouds above him with money. And it could be that, you know, in some cases or another scenario that he's on the point of losing his job, or he's on the point of not being able to support his family. So that could be another scenario I get through. Yeah. So saving money, holding on to this money, you know, sitting on his money is now the best thing for him to do. Strength. How does he see the relationship with the divine feminine? He has a strong bond with her, and this bond can't be taken by anyone. They probably feel, you know, because they're in this twin energy, and that means that this soul connection, that they feel the same, you know, about each other. That the divine feminine is getting more strength, and the divine feminine is getting more in her joy and her passion and her loving energy, and that he is feeling that, and that makes him scared to lose her. Let me get a clarifier on that, because I have some clarifiers. Because I have a feeling that there is a lot going on in the divine masculine's space that he doesn't show to her. He shows that he is strong and that he is in this energy that he can do it all by himself without her, and that she is really in the same kind of state of mind. I can do it without you, and I will show you that I will move on without you. And he feels rejected by that. That's what I feel. So let me give one card for the strength card, please. Yeah, one flips. The marriage ring. Wow. So there probably is a marriage involved in this, or he wants to give his divine feminine guarantee, or that he will marry her. But also, I feel it could be that he is already in a marriage and can't get out of the marriage of the money card, you know, of this card, you know, that he's holding on to the money because he's still married and he doesn't want to lose everything he has because of it. So there are yeah, okay. And there's another one. There is a message coming from the divine masculine to his divine feminine about the strength, about his love, or he can communicate it through you, you know, that he it seems that the universe is helping him to open his heart to see the truth that he really loves his divine feminine. Let's see. Yeah, but still fear is blocking it. It's the clouds that is blocking it. He's still fearful that, you know, that he is not, that he's getting rejected from her, and but that's not the case. It's the sun is coming through, the clouds are dissolving, and actually he's too much in his mind space of all the things that's going on, and he needs to release that. Okay, so if I translate this also to your inner masculine and inner feminine, that your inner feminine is, or your inner masculine within yourself is feeling rejected by the inner feminine. So they need to make love. They just need to make love, you know. Sometimes they say to a feminine, you know, the masculine say to a feminine, if you know, she needs to have more love making in her life. Well, the same counts for the divine masculine, you know. He needs to release himself of some seed and some burdens to come more in that loving space. Let's see what supports the divine feminine. The Tower supports the divine feminine, and that means she makes a shake up. She gets a shake up. Oh wow, oh wow. I see the divine masculine. That's what I hear. That's why he leaves. Okay, wow, 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 wow. Also with this, not making the choice to go to the divine feminine because she's strong enough, because maybe the third party gave them an ultimatum. That she said, you know, we're in this relation for a while now, and if you're not making the choice for me, I will cut you out, or I will not moving on with you, because oh, that's why he feels, wow, thank you so much. That's why he feels the fear of rejection. And that's why he's getting in this cold and hard energy towards his divine feminine. Wow. Wow. I feel yeah. I hear she's playing it very smart with uh, emotional blackmail. Emotional blackmail. And that means that I also hear they play together to get the divine feminine out. Oh, thank you so much, guides. So they play together, the third party and the divine play want to hurt, both want to hurt the divine feminine to get rid of her. Wow, so that will change the whole game, guys. That will change a whole game. Because that's why the divine feminine gets the tower. And please let her jump off the tower. The divine feminine makes the jump of the tower, and she is moving on. She's moving on, and she did already last week, but I see that she is moving on from this tower space, from the things she discovers, the things they plotting together. They plotting together against her. Wow, but that will hurt him so much because there are children involved in this. There are children involved in this, and that will hurt him so much. Wow. Wow. Also, I see, yeah, and that's what the masculine doesn't see yet, that the masculine doesn't see that his energy will be taken over. That his energy is totally taken over by another party. And he's getting information to hurt his divine feminine, to hurt his soulmate, to get her out of her life. She put an ultimatum. She pulled an ultimatum on him. So this is the best thing for divine feminine to do. And she sees that the divine masculine is running after the divine feminine, or running after the gossip, after he's being influenced more than he's more influenced than he's realized by himself. So she lets him go. Divine feminine lets him go. It's done. You know, she is done with the self-sabotage. She is done with all the things. She's done with the fighting. And originally, that's in his heart space. That's what he wants. He don't want to fight anymore. But because of a third party putting an ultimatum on him, he is listening. He is not listening to his own intuition. He is not listening to the love. He is listening to the snake. The snake he planted within himself. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, guys, this every time when I do these readings, there are so many things coming out and being realized. What is he going to do about it? Cold. He is in this cold. It's and he's still there. I talked last week about seeing the divine masculine on ice plate drifting in the ocean. And this is where he still is, you know. He is just swimming through the water, still swimming through the cold, and he can't release anything. It's getting colder and colder and colder within him. But his heart wants the expansion of love, but you can't reach that stage if you can't love yourself. So what he needs to do, what he's going to do about it, is open the cage to his heart. You know, he's the only one who has the key to his heart, and he know where his heart belongs. So as long as he doesn't make a real decision of which way to go, you know, then it will be done. It will be over, because he keeps on drifting, swimming in the ice cold water, and his heart is like ice. But he has the power to open the door and, you know, turn his life around for himself, not for the divine feminine, not for a third party, no, for himself, to turn it around and open the gate and let his heart speak and let his heart out, because he puts his heart in a cage. He's locked up. He is so locked up. He is so locked up. What's the divine feminine doing? The divine feminine is making a choice for herself. She's making the choice for herself to open the doors and going through the universe, and trusting herself, trusting the universe, that the universe will, you know, make this red carpet for her and come down the stairs and be received, you know, or walk up the stairs and be received by the universal love. So yeah, what she's going to do about it. She's done with the secrets. She's done with complotting. She is done with the complots. She's done with self-sabotage, I hear. And she needed to see it for herself. You know, it took her a long, long time, because she still wanted to keep the balance in the family, keep the balance in everything else. But yeah, she wanted to keep the balance, and she wanted to be have both parties interacting with each other, and have a safe container where she could come home to. But I see that she is done with all of that. She's done with all of it. And what they connect together, if you see what they connecting is, and combining, the combining feeling, you know, they feel the same. They exactly feel the same, but they don't want to speak up. You know, he's too cold and ice and feels too rejected. And he has 3 full cups. He has the third party, he has the children, he has enough love, but he's still staring at the empty cup. Because he needs to fill up an empty cup, or his own empty cup, or the empty cup of someone else who can't fulfill their own needs. And that's what the energy is about. He's still looking at the empty cup. How can I fill that empty cup? You know? And that's the same energy the divine feminine has. You know, how can I fill my empty cup? it's about not spilling your empty cup or your other cups to other people. You know, just fill your own cups first. If you're drained, if you're tired, if you don't have any energy, just make sure that you fill up your cup first before you go and celebrate. That's what I hear. What will bring them together? Well, they're not going to come together because they're in a fighting mode. They're not coming together if that cup isn't full. They're not coming together if they're still fighting each other. The Divine Feminine is defending herself about being all the attacks that she had, and the Divine Masculine is defending himself because he has felt rejected and there is fear behind it. He doesn't feel good enough. So he is going to look for people that will, you know, build him up and support him. And that's perfectly fine, because that's also what the Divine Feminine does. She looks for people who supports her and not sabotaging her, and even if it's for a short while. I see this is not a coming together. And let me see what the energy is saying about that. What if there is a clarifier on that? Because I see two clarifiers on why does supports the Tower, the Divine Feminine. Endings and also hardness, you know. The pain, the pain they cause her will get her the Tower to transform. So the Tower is coming in like the Lemurian shaman that she sees, that she is transforming. That will support her. This Tower and probably the decision that she's going to make. End of hurt. The end of deceit, jealousy, being punished is done. That will support her. So what will support the Divine? What will change the both? They're coming together. The children. You said, I told you, if there are children involved, you know, the children will be hurt most by it, because he can't control his behavior. You know, he's going from this loving state to a fight and flight mode, then going into the freeze mode and stay in the freeze mode. And he doesn't know how to come back to his love mode again. The Divine Feminine knows this already, knows how this cyclus is going on, because then probably there is too much fear or too much harshness in his surrounding of another party that is inflicting him. It's conflict. It's conflict within himself and from the outer world. That's it. And he knows that if his Divine Feminine takes measures for himself, that there is no energy from her and no support from her anymore, because she won't support him anymore. If that's the case, if that's really what he really wants to do, then then she will, I see she will leave. She's not waiting anymore. She is done with the sabotage. She's done with the plotting of both of them, because I see also a scenario. I don't know if it's your scenario, but it can be your scenario, that the divine masculine is plotting with his third party to get you out of the way, to have it all, and he already has it all, so there is no need to hurt someone else, um, out of conscience. Yeah, he can't. There is no need to hurt her anymore, because it's already done. It's already done. It's already done. So yeah, he just. Oh my gosh. Well, I know the universe is forgiving, and but you will meet yourself and your inner self at the heaven's gate. That's what I hear. Before you cross your path, before you go into another state, all these things will cross your mind. Are you living from your heart space? Why are you doing all these things? Why you're not hurting someone else, but you're hurting only yourself. And that's what anger does, right? We all know that if you throw a hot coal to someone else, that you burn yourself. So it's probably, if you see it that way, that they are so in hurt of, maybe not even, couldn't be with you because you're their big love, and they can't be with you because out of shame and out of guilt and out of everything else, then they rather punish you than love you. Because I know a lot of men work that way also. It doesn't mean that your divine masculine works that way, but it can be that he works that way to keep you on a distance and to keep you, because he is in this illusion that you probably will hold on the rest for your life. But he forgets one thing, if there are children involved, that she does it for the children and not for the divine masculine. Maybe there are ways or energies, also in place in the divine masculine or feminine, that it's not gender related, but that there was a time for a reconciliation, and they both think about a reconciliation. But that's not going to happen when I look at these cards. It's not going to happen with these cards. It's done. And I will see for a lot of you, it doesn't even have to do with a third party. It could be work related. It could be that he's getting hurt at his work that much that he's projecting it on you, or he has an issue with the divine feminine overall because he gets attacked by the truth of the divine feminine. I know that divine feminine is pretty truthful, and she doesn't expect anything else. Yeah, this has to do with a wedding, and it has to do with an engagement. It could be that, the divine masculine is preparing a wedding, or getting out of the marriage, or will tell you that he is engaged to someone else, or preparing a wedding, just to see how strong you are. That could be the case. But He doesn't know that it will involve his children. Wow. Well, you know, the only thing we can do is and see. It involves a marriage. Oh wow, it involves a marriage. So this all with saving the money and everything involves a marriage. So it could be that the divine masculine is also giving his money away uh, to his divine feminine, who he was or married with or had a relationship with or had children with, you know. And he's on a journey. I see he's on a journey. But it will, you know, it will affect also children. I see if the divine masculine will get into a marriage with someone else, it will involve his children. And he knows it. He knows this. For a lot of divine feminine who are in a third party, you know, and not all of us are in a third party. Goodness gracious, I don't hope every divine masculine is in a third party, but I see that for the divine feminine, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So it could be that because of the I hear because of the wow, there's a lot going on at the moment, guys. Spirit is talking to me, and because of the ultimatum of the last one I told you about, she probably gave an ultimatum for him, so he had to leave his divine feminine of his heart behind. And I see the divine feminine who are already walked on, you know, who are in another state, who aren't waiting but moving on out of it. There's a love life for you in a higher committing energy. So it could be that the guy you're seeing, the masculine that is still in a marriage, is out of this marriage, that you get an engagement, that he will contact you and ask you for a commitment, because probably that you were the one and that you're running, and he's not one to leave you. He doesn't want to lose you. Let me see what's going on with this. Yep, there's a new love coming in. A new person is stirred your romantic feelings. So it could happen that the third party is out, and that there is a new love coming your way. This could be the one. There is someone new in your life coming up, and that will be the one. And he's already in your life. You already know him. You already met him. And this is the divine partner you seek. So this is what how would it affect? Give your relationship a chance. On the fighting, you know, on the fighting, you know. He is guarding himself. She is guarding himself, and give your relationship a chance. because of the children, not because of each other, because of the children. And the children are could be small children, could be all kind of ages. You know, the children are always getting affected because, wow, no acceptance. I hear the energies of the children are not accepting the fight, not accepting the coldness. Wow. Because the children get influenced of the morality of the divine or of the third party. That's what I feel. Know that you fight for your children, divine feminine. Know that you fight for your children and fight for your relationship, because there are ethereal motives behind it. There are more motives behind this energy than we can see. Instead of fighting them, accepting the divine masculine's choice, because he has to learn, you know, and he really needs to learn. And we're also on our journey for learning. We are on our journey, you know, to set the boundaries. And that you say, you know, if you're in an abusive relationship, that you say no more. You know, if I don't care if it's physical, sexual, emotional, get out. Get out. And that's what, you know, that's, you must stop harm yourself getting in these abusive energies. And the universe will make sure that you get out one way or the other, because you have so many guards and guides that wants the best for you, and they want the best for the divine masculine also. But if he listens to his heart, he knows the right way to choose. But if he listens to his mind space and to his addictions and to his coldness and just, you know, going in that state, he is looping around and looping and looping and looping and looping and looping. It's that circle of feeling loved, going fear, fright, and flight state, then going in the freeze mode, and then, you know, looping again. Oh, I'm so ovey-dovey, lovey-dovey state. If you can, as divine feminine, see those circles within your divine masculine, that he is in a fight and flight state, and he's going in a cold state, and he's looping down to love again. You know, when he's getting in this state of fight and flight, then you have to jump in. And if you jump in with all your love, he will get into the coldness, because he can't handle it, because he's pushing you away, because he can't handle the love. You have to address the love when there's love, and not when he's in a cold state. He probably, in this cold state, you can reach out and give him the love, but not in the fight and flight state, because he is really pushing you away. So, loving guys, loving girls, it's It's not a reading against the divine masculine. Don't jump out of me. It's vice versa. The divine feminine can have very strong masculine energies. Divine masculine can have divine feminine energies. Take it vice versa. Take how you want it. It's a general reading. It's not a personal reading. So know that it's for everything, everyone. There's something in it what is addressing. If it's not vibrating with you, if it's not resonating with you, please don't just turn off the camera and move on to someone else, because then I'm not on your vibration. But there are a lot of energies moving on, and remind that you don't have to take abuse. I know it's very hard to get out of it, but you need to get out of it for your own sake. Get into support groups, get help. It's not a shame, if you've been gaslighting, if anything else happens to you, if you're in a narcissistic relationship, get out and ask for support. That's what I can tell you, and that's what my guides are telling me to do. So well, I'm seeing you all next week. Have a blessed week. If you want a private session, I still have a reduced price. Still have spots open next week. The week after, I'm fully booked. But this week, I'm not, still available for readings. Go to your Lemurian space. Go to your heart space. Meditate. Look in the higher realms. Get in the higher realms and anchor it into this earth. We're not here to fight the earth. We're not here to fight the masculine. We are fighting the control system within ourselves, within the divine masculine. And the control system of the divine masculine is very strong. We all know this. But it's just needs some TLC. And also take care of the TLC of yourself. Love you all and see you. Bye bye.